Hey, back again. We're flipping it right into it, so you don't have to see me, just hear me. So we just did the where do you feel on the chart, right? So how do I feel? And then we plotted the emotion. Great, I feel like crap or whatever. This side in general is the sympathetic side. So in neuroscience, right, that's a sympathetic response or yang. This is the other side is the parasympathetic response typically, which is more of that yin feeling, right? So it's kind of it's not exactly, but we get this is activates our fight or flight or freeze response more so, and this is more of our rest, digest, enjoy life response. We need them both, but we need to balance them. So that answers us, how do I feel? Then how are we going to use this chart? This sounds a little preachy, but this matters right here. So now we can categorize. We have 4 choices, anything we want to do to move forward. Category 1, choice. This is not my stuff again. I found this, right? Stuff that feels good and is good for you. So any sort of choice in life, there's a billion choices we make every day. Does the choice feel good and good for us? If so, it's a category 1. That's our gold stars. Category 2, feels less good, might not feel good, but is good for us. So a lot of times vegetables would be an example, right? Or exercise if you don't like it. Number 3, right here, something now feels good again, but is not good for you. So on the flip side of the ledger, feels good and good for you, gold star, feels good but not good for you in the long run. Those are the tricky ones, right? That's the one that we fall into the most. And number 4, feels bad and is not good for you. That sounds silly, but there are those things. Usually addictions or habits after a long period of time. All of us have things that we know that don't even make us feel good anymore, but we do them. Even if it's not a bad thing, right? So those category decisions, if you notice, look where they are, category 1 and 2, transpose over here to this side of the chart. So the more category 1 and 2 decisions we make, instantaneously moves us closer to the sense of happy, control, flow, or focused, right? And if you notice over here, when we make decisions that are not good for us but feel good in the moment, we tend to drink it over time. It rises up our anxiety and stress and worry, and especially if we do things that we know aren't good for us and don't make us feel good, that's going to drive us into this sadness and depression, right? So this is just a moving chart. Our decisions in this matrix plot us. So if we want to feel in this category or in this category, we need to do these things. So if you want to feel right now relaxed and have a sense of control, you might need to do things that are good for us, may or may not feel good. Go for a walk, stretch, exercise. I'll put up a stretching video later. And then when that interacts with the world, how do we take this chart? Same concept. Our decisions, say we're making business decisions, working with people. Is it a win-win? Is it a win for me and is it a win for them? If it is, that moves me closer to the sense of flow in my life. If it's a decision where I lose but someone else wins, at least that moves me more into the positive quadrant. Most business right here, win, lose. As long as I got mine, I don't care what happens to someone else. Over time, that drives up our anxiety, stress, and worry. It really does. And if it feels like there's a lose-lose situation, no possible good outcome, that moves us here, right? So all of this to say, right, every time we check in, how do I feel? Mark yourself. That's the emotion we're feeling. It's not permanent. We can say that is the emotion that I'm feeling or the emotion being felt. And here's options. We can now. Every decision going forward can move us closer in a category 1 or 2 to feeling more in flow. And the more often we do that, the more we believe that we're going to do that, we also feel better. It's a feedback loop. And if we're interacting with others, business decisions, outside of yourself. So this is more of an inside of yourself decision. The next one is more of an outcome decision. The more win-wins you do, or even sometimes lose wins, but at least the other person also wins, we will feel more on the positive side. So 2 more videos to come. The next one will get deep, so I hope this one makes a little bit of sense, and keep gnawing at it. It will.